Hello everybody, video here for you today. These are the retro no-cap recaps of The Curse of Oak Island Season 4, Episodes 1, 2, and 3, originally aired in November 2016. If you missed my recaps of previous episodes, there's a link in the upper right. Let's get into it. Previously on The Curse of Oak Island. People have been looking for an incredible treasure for 228 years. Season 4 begins with the Lagina brothers returning to Oak Island in the spring of 2015. Narrator Robert Clotworthy says they and their partners have committed to investing more than $2 million this year alone in order to make significant progress. Marty thinks it's time to dig in the money pit, and everyone agrees. In the last season finale, the team drilled borehole C1 into a 21-foot void in the bedrock, and a pipe inspection camera revealed this gold color. They also plan to drain the swamp. Rick and the Blankenships don't want to give up on borehole 10X yet, despite John Chatterton's opinion that it's a natural cavern. Dan shows Marty the items that have come out of 10X that predate 1750. Marty agrees to re-image 10X to try to verify John's findings, especially the box/rock he said he moved. Historian researcher Doug Kroll informs the team of the Templar research Zena Halpern has been doing, and she makes her first appearance on the show via a voice call. Doug presents her now very familiar documents: a map of Nova Scotia, a map of Oak Island with labels in French and containing geometric data, and this cipher. She says she has found mention of a Templar voyage 1178 to 1180 to the northeastern part of the New World and making landfall on an island of oaks. The map also has 1,347 on it, which she says is a date, but some people now think it's a distance. In Season 10, the team visits Royston Cave in England, known to have been used by Templars, which has 1347 carved into a brick high up in the cave wall. One of Zena's assistants knew of the research Doug was doing on the cipher on the 90-foot stone found in the money pit and got in touch with him. Gibbs Rule 39, there's no such thing as a coincidence. Zena came into possession of the apparently copied documents when she found them in the back pocket of a book she was given. Some have speculated that the documents are fake, but many disagree, and the geometry all checks out. For more on the geometry, there are many videos on Michael Branham's Dot to Dot YouTube channel in which he breaks down all of it. Marty says he's intrigued because there are Oak Island labels on the map that they know and several that they have never heard of. So of course they want to search for them. The next day, Rick, Charles, and Doug visit New Ross, Nova Scotia, approximately 20 miles north of Oak Island. It is marked on Zena's Nova Scotia map, and some believe that Templar Henry Sinclair, settled there and built a castle. In the 1970s, a previous owner of the property was digging for a garden near an ancient well when she uncovered stones, eventually finding this entire foundation. This stone has a faint impression of a Portuguese Templar cross on it, here emphasized in red to compensate for the weathering. They put a camera down the well, and it surprisingly has a flagstone floor. They speculate that it could be a ceiling for a chamber below. Flagstones found in the money pit in 1795, and these flagstones likely came from the Gold River, which runs by New Ross and empties into Mahone Bay, about 2 miles north of Oak Island. Rick suggests that the New Ross landowners and the team work together since the two places could very well be connected. The team begins searching for the hatch from Zena's map, and they locate a depression that Dave Blankenship previously discovered near his house. They continue investigation of it as episode 2 begins. Jack shovels out some of the muck, and everyone agrees that it has been chiseled out of the bedrock. Jack is standing on a flat surface that sounds hollow in some areas. They decide to bring in an archaeologist before they do anything else with it. Representatives from Irving Equipment and other companies come to the Money Pit area to plan setup for 100 and 300 ton drills. A bunch of trees and green area here will be gone, and the Money Pit area will be leveled and basically turned into a parking lot. The Laginas say they do not want to repeat what Robert Dunfield did to the area in the 60s and will keep the equipment footprint as small as possible. Members of the team return to New Ross for more investigation of the ancient stone well. Diver Tony Sampson lowers himself on a bosun's chair and sees this triangle with another carving inside it. It is highlighted by the History Channel so that it can be seen much easier. They suggest that it could be a representation of the all-seeing eye. Although to me, it kind of looks like it might be a triangle within a triangle. Tony says there is about 2 feet of sediment on the floor. He also sees this broad arrow or king's mark. Originally a Templar Freemason symbol, the British government later used it to mark government property. It is shaded in for easier visibility. Archaeologist Laird Niven has been on Oak Island before and will be again each season of the show, but now he visits for the first time for the Laginas to inspect the area that might be the hatch from Xena's map. Laird agrees that it's man-made and he has not seen anything like it previously. Once in the hole, he says 3 sides are firm, but the 4th does continue. They will report to the government and get a permit to excavate it. Rick informs the team that Fred Nolan has passed away. After a long, bitter rivalry with Dan Blankenship, Fred had recently agreed to partner with the Lagina group. They did a few digs together, and they had planned to do more joint investigations with him this season. I don't recall if it happens immediately, but the team does partner with Fred's son Tom in future seasons, and he gives them access to all of Fred's research. Rick and Charles go to the Money Pit area to check on the progress of the leveling and see pieces of wood all over that likely had previously been excavated by Robert Dunfield and then just pushed back in with the soil to fill the hole once he ran out of money and left the island. Rick finds pieces of pottery and then this tile as well, which has a carving of a hooked X on it. As of around 2012, some researchers, most notably forensic geologist Scott Wolter, have suggested that the hooked X is based on an ancient runic symbol and was adopted by the Knights Templar to mark their way through North America as far back as the 1300s. Scott had a show on H2 and later the Travel Channel called America Unearthed, and its tagline was, "Sometimes history isn't what we've been told." Newly processed data shows metal objects buried at these 2 locations in the swamp. The expert will provide GPS coordinates for diver Tony Sampson to metal detect. As a reminder, in season 1, they found a 1600 Spanish Maravidi coin in the swamp. The first metal target ends up being a Fred Nolan survey stake he apparently used to mark the location of a rooted tree stump, which cannot happen in a swamp, further evidence it is man-made. At the next location, he does find this 18-foot board, possibly ship decking or hull, but detects no metal, possibly because it's too deep for his equipment. The carbon dating on the board is 1680 to 1735 with a 95th percentile accuracy. A geologist visits Oak Island, and Rick says the tile with the hooked X on it was found at surface level after 6 to 8 feet of soil had been removed. The geologist says it's sandstone and has natural glacial markings on it, but also has human carvings on it. This episode ends with the decision to dig the targets in the swamp. While waiting for the season 11 premiere of The Curse of Oak Island on November 7th, I'll continue recapping seasons 1 through 8, most likely multiple episodes per video, just like this one that has 3. Upcoming streams: Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money most Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. The Ramsey Show After Show Thursday, October 6th, right after the Ramsey Show video on YouTube ends at 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 Central Time. Also on November 8th, 9th, or 10th. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. One of those days, I don't know which day I'm off yet, but that day will be another Ramsey Show After Show. Once again, I'm Coach Steve Money, Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. These links are also in the chat description below. You can email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Thank you so very much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment.